How should you catch third-party library exceptions in Python? Imagine you are building a program that relies on external tools or libraries. If something goes wrong, you want to handle it smoothly without crashing. That's where catching exceptions from third-party libraries comes into play. When you use libraries written by others, they often raise their own specific errors. These errors are usually subclasses of Python's built-in exception class. Knowing what exceptions a library might raise is key to catching only what you need. Start by wrapping the library call inside a try block. This way, if an error occurs, your program can jump to the except part instead of stopping abruptly. For example, if you call a library function that might raise a specific error, you write try and then catch that error with an except clause. If the library has a custom exception called library error, you catch it like this. Try result is equal to thud.pun. Except library error. Handle the specific error here. It's important to import the exact exception class from the library. Sometimes, these exceptions are deep inside the library's modules. For instance, if a library raises display connection error from the module uxlub, you need to import that class specifically to catch it. Avoid using a broad except clause like except exception or just except. These catch all errors, including ones you didn't expect, making debugging harder. Instead, stick to catching only the exceptions you know the library might throw. If you want your code to be more robust, you can catch multiple exceptions at once by listing them in a tuple. For example, try do something except library error 1, library error 2 as e. Handle either error here. Sometimes, you might want to translate library errors into your own custom errors. This helps keep your code clean and makes error messages clearer for users. You can do this by catching the library's exception and raising your own like so. Try data is equal to library function. Except library internal error as e. Raise multiplication error, followed to process data, from e. Using the phrase from e keeps the original traceback, which is helpful for debugging. If a library can raise several different errors, you can catch them all in one go by grouping them in a tuple. Always check the library's documentation to see what exceptions it might raise. This way, you can write precise and effective error handling code. For example, if a library raises an uchtuthup error when a web request fails, you can catch it like this. From requests exceptions import uchtuthup error. Try response is equal to requests, gut exempla.com. Responsa resafustit hus. Except uchtuthup error as e. Print of request failed, e. This catches only HTTP errors, leaving other exceptions to be handled elsewhere. To sum up, catching third-party library exceptions in Python means knowing which errors the library can raise, importing those exception classes correctly, and wrapping your calls in try-except blocks. Be specific with what you catch, and consider wrapping library errors into your own custom exceptions for clarity. This approach keeps your code clean, understandable, and ready to handle errors gracefully.